Because if you'd been aware, and if you'd had your head up looking, you would have seen the wolf coming off the hill before he even got to the pasture. Are you one of these people who are whining that it's the prepper's fault? You can't get TP because it's the preppers. I keep hearing these opinions, I keep getting these comments, and the narrative is so ridiculous and the message is just completely lost. To sit there and blame the preppers. Newsflash, guys, it's not the preppers who are running to the store last minute to buy shopping carts full of toilet paper. They're not the reason the hand sanitizer and the cleaning products are off the shelf. That's not the preppers. That's all the sheep that picked up their head at the last second and said, oh, there's a wolf in the pasture with us. Oh, we're running? Where are we running to? And just started moving with the herd. And the herd made it to the store, and the herd bought toilet paper. It's such a dumb point to sit at home and cry about. And the reason you're doing it is because you're hurting for toilet paper. Your life got just a little bit less convenient because you weren't prepared. Because we sit and we become complacent and we assume everything is just fine and dandy in the world. We're in America, nothing bad can ever happen to us. And now we're sitting at home whining that it's the preppers. And the point that I'm talking about that you're missing altogether is this: you're sitting at home whining versus doing anything at all to prepare, because you still don't understand that there's now a wolf that is broken into the pen. I'm gonna lay down some serious truth here, and you can duck and let it go by, or you can catch it and you can pull your head out of the sand. But here's your problem. Here was your mistake in the beginning. As you had your head down and you were grazing, you were eating your McDonald's grass, right? Just grazing on that golden arch. And you didn't have your head up and aware. Because if you'd been aware, and if you'd had your head up looking, you come up for air once in a while instead of being complacent in your pasture, munching on the grass, you would have seen the wolf coming off the hill before he even got to the pasture. You'd have seen the wolf making his way in, but you didn't notice it until that wolf was in the pasture and the herd started moving. So who's the problem? I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. You need to go find a mirror. Any mirror will do. Even those distorted mirrors at the fun house at the carnival, even that mirror will hold the truth for you. Go look in that mirror for 10 seconds. Shut your mouth, shut your brain off, and stare at it for 10 seconds. That's the problem. The problem is not the hoarders. The problem is not the preppers. The problem is you thinking you are untouchable. The problem was you not thinking ahead or planning ahead. For whatever reason, for whatever life you live that you chose to not be prepared just in case something happens, and to not have the ability to look up and see the wolf coming off the hill. If you guys haven't been watching the virus since January, you had your head down grazing. And I know many of you saw the wolf coming off the hill. Many of you have been preparing for it for years. Hey, what happens if a wolf gets to the pasture? What are we gonna do? But that's not the mindset of some of you. And I get these comments in the comment section of people wanting to blame everyone else. You're not gonna be able to blame yourself into a win. In an emergency, in a state of panic like we're in currently, you're not going to just be able to shout really loud and get people to care. No one's going to come and rescue you while you're sitting there screaming, "It's unfair, it was the preppers." It's not the preppers that are the problem, guys. It's the sheep. There's too many sheep in the world. The herd is building and building and building, and we get to where we are because the herd didn't know what to do. And now the herd is going and buying all the toilet paper up. The herd is going and buying supplies, and they're buying it at a ridiculous rate because now the herd doesn't know how long they're going to need to wipe their butts for, right? So they're getting a ridiculous amount. The problem is not the preppers. The problem is the people who just refuse to think that anything bad could ever happen to their world. And you see now people are still saying it's nothing. It's nothing. This is nothing. Oh, it's just people panicking and freaking out. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore because now you're in it. Whether you wanted to be here, whether you believe it, whether you believe it holds water at all, doesn't matter. You're in it. You are in the pasture, and there is a wolf prowling around. So sitting there making the ba-ba noise isn't going to help you. You need to come up with a game plan today. You need to start acting today. You need to change your mindset and figure out how it is you come out the other end of this thing with you and your family intact. Or don't. Because as you guys know, there's only so much grass for everybody, and when the herd gets too big, the herd needs thinning. So do what you want with it. Do what you want with this message. Don't listen to it. You can continue to attack us in the comment section. You can leave your comments about how everything we're saying is dumb, how none of it makes sense. You can make videos replying to people saying it's all made up, that it's all stupid, it's all people scaring people. I'm not here to scare you. I don't even care if you listen to this message. This message is for those people willing to listen. You don't want to listen? Fine. You're not even in my game plan, so it doesn't affect me. So come up with whatever narrative you want about this thing, whether it's man-made, whether it's media-driven, whether it's not even real. The economy's real, and it's crashing, and that has an effect. That has a very big effect. And if you can't see that, and you can't get out of the way and figure out how to put yourself in a place to be prepared for it, you still got your head down just nibbling grass. If you're still sitting at home mocking people because you didn't get toilet paper, and you know you're mad because you didn't get toilet paper, and so maybe you're wiping with napkins, and maybe that's humiliating to your ego. Maybe your ego took a big hit, but it's time to suck it up, adapt and overcome. Know that you're blessed for having napkins. It could be worse. Know that you're blessed if you're using paper towels. Know that you're blessed if your water is still on because you're using shirts and re-washing them, right? But change your ways, because the cushy life that we lived before, where everyone's just taken care of, it's not going to be that way for a while. Will it return? Who knows? Will it return to the cushy world we knew before? Who knows? But it's going to get worse before it gets better. And if while your head is down, your message to other people is don't worry about it. Oh, this is no big deal. If you're just still crying that the preppers took all your stuff. If that's the message you're passing on, is to tell people, just live your life as normal. It's no big deal, guys. While your feet are not moving and the rest of the herd are, the wolf's looking at you because you're holding still. And it's the last one to see the wolf that gets hit. Do what you want with the message, guys. Be a sheep, be alert, be whatever you want. The world needs both. The world needs it all, right? We all play a role. We all play a part. Not everyone can make it out the other end.